Shalom to the hopeful elect, Mahabatha. Let's give all praise, Lord, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakudash. Double honor to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. This lesson today is going to go into a realization of getting your mind right as far as, our sisters, as far as our wives, as far as, the aqua. Salakia. I just saw this lesson, or this video of a lesson called from a woman called Virtuous Woman. A Virtuous Woman. She does beautiful, edifying videos, like in a spiritual sense, and it's all directed toward women. It's not really directed toward men. So, and it's I love listening to these lessons that she pull out. She pull out all type of understanding, history. She pull out personal accounts. She really speaks to you if you're interested. If you're supposed to get it. But I just wanted to add some scriptures to it, and we're gonna go from there and see where this go. Lord, this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect of Israel. Starting with you Akwaf, your sisters, to get a better understanding of what's going to be your saving grace in these days and time. It's not going to be in you taking pleasure in you doing what you want to do, but you taking these words and you recycling them back through your life, in which you consider your actions. With that, I'm gonna go with this video. We're gonna let her speak, and if I get a precept that comes to mind, then we're gonna go from there. Let me give you a thumbs up, sis.
Hello, everyone. In this video, we need to talk about something nobody wants to say out loud. For the last several years, travel has been sold to women as the ultimate flex. The passport photos, the airport selfies, the "I need a vacation from my vacation" captions. It became a personality trait, a status symbol, a way to say I'm free, I'm independent, and I'm living my best life. But here's the reality check that's coming for all of it. The party is over, and this time, it's not just about expensive flights. It's about flights disappearing altogether.
Before we continue, because that brings up a scripture to me in Ecclesiastes. Let me get it. Yeah. Ecclesiastes. You got two of them. Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 7, it says, An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that have hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. And it brings me to the precept where the Lord say that he held his elect in his hand, and that he is in the hand of the Heavenly Father, and none could take them out of my hand. That means whoever is in the hand of Yahweh Shai, they are repentative, they are humble, they're going along with the program, they're depending on Yahweh Shai. They're not evil, they're virtuous, they're submissive. But in this point, it's saying that an evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that have hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. She's always going to sting you. She's always going to hurt you. She's trying to get away. She's trying to escape your grip. She don't want to be held in your hand. She's not of the elect. Verse 8, a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad cause of great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. Lately we've been seeing how the even the elder Menatazakba in South Carolina has done a lesson on this just recently about how who's that, Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson or whatever his name is, the basketball player from the Warriors, how they broke up. I just seen another clip from someone else on the internet talking about how she's trying to set it up as if you know uh, he that she had broke off the arrangement of their marriage, when in totality, he was having a fun time with a fun girl, and it's come to the point because she's thinking about getting married. Come on now, anybody know? It's 2026. These men have been exposed, or I can't say exposed. These men have seen the exposure of these women out here just being loose as a goose, and it's so it's a number um of videos or podcasts and things of that nature that exposes that men don't want to deal with women because women don't bring any peace. They don't bring no stability. They just this is all um you gotta take care of yourself and take care of somebody else that's supposed to be a grown woman, because she doesn't think properly. She's not understanding the ramifications of everything that's going on around her. Her wisdom is not, in her. And then she wants to come up against you like a scorpion held in your hand. Your best bet is to let the fucking scorpion go. And that's the time that we living in. Again, verse 8, Ecclesiastes 26 and verse 8, a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causes great anger, and she will not cover her shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known, and the haughty looks of her eyelids. Okay, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. All right, and these precepts go into our women and their daughters, our daughters being being feminized and not being humble, and it's only so long that the Lord is going to you know accept your disobedience or your flaws. And the thing is, while we're in this time period where the Lord's trying to get us to humble ourselves down, it's very imperative for you to do your best to fight against this American society, this Westernized society. You know, the illusion of you being stronger than a man, the illusion of you being louder than a man, the illusion of you putting your hands on a man. That's gonna I should say delusion. The delusion of this is gonna cause a lot of women to get put to death. A woman's strength is in her her ability to be soft, to be sweet, to be nice, to be kind, but with godly, right, restraint, with chastity, not with just bowing down to every wicked entity that comes in your life and doing what they want to do, causing yourself to be a whore. No, with chastity, you're supposed to have a morals understanding. You're supposed to have guidance, and you're supposed to have a man in your life. If not your father, your husband should be, dictating to you how you're supposed to be ruling, how you're supposed to be moving in this world, and you're supposed to be taking it into consideration. All right, you don't want to, you don't. Let me get this other precept. Let me go after that. So here in 25, Ecclesiastes 25 and 25, it says, "Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad." And that's what this woman is going into, gadding abroad. A lot of these women have went all over the place, different cities, just laying up with whoever. different states, different countries, and then laying up with whoever, and then come back to the states and act like they never did shit. The precept scripture say that. Let me see. Ecclesiastes 25. Wipe up her mouth. Let me see. I got you. It's in Proverbs. Women that gather abroad, going all over the place, and it's not just going overseas. It's like even in the states, even in these simple countries, a woman behind a wheel, behind a car, going to a job, right? And she doesn't have the proper guidance. She could become adulterous. Simple, simply because the words, the looks, the voice of a man, a wicked man. All right. Proverbs 30:20 says, "Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness." Okay? They go on these dates, they eat with a man, they give themselves over to that man, and then they break it off because they have this mind. They have this masculine mentality, as if what they do don't matter. Now these niggas getting chased out. These motherfuckers, man, slucky. It's just these people be doing too much. But anyway, as she says, they're not these women. There's going. The party is over. The party is over. The party is over. And she's gonna tell you why. Let's get it.
The creator is shutting it down. And here's what's happening behind the scenes. Fuel prices are absolutely crushing the airline industry. Jet fuel isn't like gasoline. It's even more expensive, and airlines use millions of gallons of it every single day. When fuel prices spike, airlines have two choices: raise ticket prices so high that nobody can afford them, or cut flights entirely. And right now, they're doing both. Major airlines are already announcing route cuts. Smaller airports are losing service. Flights that used to run daily are now running 3 times a week. Some destinations, you can't even fly there anymore unless you're willing to pay a small fortune. The era of cheap, spontaneous travel isn't just getting expensive, it's getting impossible. So let's connect the dots. Higher fuel prices mean fewer flights. Fewer flights mean less competition. Less competition means even higher prices. And higher prices mean that the average woman who loved to jet off every other month is about to be grounded. Not because...
And what does that mean? A lot of these rich individuals that's been able to fly a bitch in and fly a bitch out, right? Or even a bitch been able to fly herself out and fly herself out. She's not gonna be able to do that shit no more. That shit is dead. And what they gonna be doing? Isaiah 4:1. Isaiah 4:1 is about to take place. This is the Lord doing, as she mentioned. As she mentioned, this is the Lord's doing. The Lord is shutting this place down. Let's get a precept. Don't do that. Don't do that. I see what I did there. Motherfucker. Yep. Matter of fact, let me get that instead. Isaiah 24:11. There's a cry for wine in the streets, All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. In the city, in the city is left desolate, and the gate is smitten with destruction. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaming grapes when the vintage is gone, when the vintage is done. People are going to be wanting that simple life. They're going to be they're going to be wanting to do the things that that they've been doing and getting away with for all this time. But the Lord is shutting this shit down. You hear that? That's just beautiful. That's this beautiful addition to the song that we're singing. Sirens in the background, warning you. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil done in the city and the Lord have not do? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? The Lord is shutting this shit down, and people have not repented and returned back to the Lord. A lot of you women are about to face death, despair, destruction, the loss of everything that you tried to, the loss of everything that you thought was in your best interest, as far as love and life and ability and ambition. The Lord is shutting that shit down. Sooner or later, you're either going to repent or become a part of the Lord's decision of destruction. The Lord is shutting this shit down. You're either going to repent and get built up in the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah or become a part of the destruction that he's bringing. That's why we do this lesson. There's no fear of Yahweh Shemashah. He's going to show you the outcome to it. I ain't going to keep y'all too much longer. Let me see where I'm at. It's lucky. Let me see where I'm at. 17 minutes, so we probably go in a little 3 minutes or whatever.
The average woman who loved to jet off every other month is about to be grounded. Not because she doesn't want to travel, because she literally won't be able to afford it. And in some cases, there won't even be a flight to book. Now, let's be honest. How many women do you know who spent thousands on trips they couldn't really afford? Who maxed out credit cards for a week in Bali or a birthday trip to Mexico? Who prioritized the next stamp in their passport over a savings account, a reliable car, or a stocked pantry? It looked great on Instagram. But now the airlines are cutting routes, the bills are coming due, and the runway is disappearing. Here's the hard truth.
It's all delusion, man. Let's get it. How'd it go? Slucky, man. Yep. Yep. Well instructed. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and verse 14. A silent and loving wife or woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing such so much worth as a mind well instructed. When you got women doing as she just said, let me retract that.
It looked great on Instagram. But now the airlines are prioritizing the next stamp in their passport over a savings account, a reliable car, or a stocked pantry. It looked great on Instagram. But now the airlines are cutting routes, the bills are coming due, and the runway is disappearing. Here's the hard truth. Travel was never a life plan. It was an escape. And escapes always end. The women who are going to be fine are the ones who built something real. While everyone else was booking flights, they built marriages, they built homes, they built savings. They didn't need to run away every 3 months because they actually liked the life they built.
Cleaving to a man. Cleaving to a man. Not cleaving to your family members. Not cleaving to, the wants of your siblings, or the wants of your friends, you know, but cleaving to your husband. A lot of women have lost the point of why they should you know uh settle down at a young age. They trying to live that hot girl summer. They've done everything, and they've done everything they could to fulfill the Western society's uh, philosophies. To live their best life, to live in pleasure, and then they get 30 years old, and then they say they want to settle down. But even at 30 years old, they don't want to settle down. They want to still rule over the man. They don't want to. They don't want to get. They don't want to have a mind well instructed. They don't have a mind well instructed. They don't want no instruction. They want a man to compromise with them and do what they want to do. They want a partnership. They don't want a hedge of protection, and that's what's going to destroy a lot of you women. I got a precept I want to get. Um, Guy at the house. You know, 1 Timothy chapter 5. I'm gonna start at verse 14. I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. For some are already turned aside after Satan. Because a lot of our women have been westernized. Satan being the spiritual demon, on the left hand side of Yahweh Shemiah Shah, of his counsel, and there's a physical counterpart here on the earth that harnesses that Satan-like spirit here on the earth. Esau Edom through his laws, through his philosophies, he's through his wine, through the wine. Habakkuk chapter 2, through his wine. It is written, woe to them that give strong drink to your neighbor. They giving this wine to the whole world, and the nations are angry now that they're waking up and seeing the bullshit. But a lot of our women are still drunk off that wine. They can't get out of the philosophies of a devil that's trying to destroy you. And they don't want their hedge of protection, which is their man that's trying to tell you, watch this, watch for that. This is what's going on. Do this to avoid that. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to, again, 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 14. I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. For some are already turned aside after Satan. If any man or woman that believeth have widows, let them relieve them, and let none would. That's not going into my point, but you see what I'm saying. As far as these women that's going out there just doing what they want to do, they don't want to be instructed. All right, I'm gonna get this last piece up, because what this lady's going into is the shame of our people.
To run away every 3 months because they actually like the life they built. So if you're a woman who loves to travel, this isn't me telling you to never take another trip. This is me asking you, what happens when you can't? What happens when the flights are cut, the fuel prices are through the roof, and the world says stay home? Will you have anything left? Will you have built anything worth staying for? Or will you just be a woman with a suitcase full of memories and a future full of nothing? The airlines are cutting routes. The fuel prices aren't coming down. The party's over, ladies. The grounded era is coming. And the women who survive it won't be the ones with the most passport stamps. They'll be the ones who knew when to stop running and start building. And while we're being honest, let's talk about something else. Somewhere along the way, the idea of building a life with a husband got replaced by something else entirely. It got replaced by hot girl summers, by girls' trips to Cabo, by booking flights with the girls instead of walking down an aisle with a man. Travel became the substitute for commitment. The passport became the boyfriend. The suitcase became the security blanket. Think about it. How many women do you know who said, "I don't need a husband, I need a vacation"? Who poured their money into weekend getaways and international trips instead of pouring it into a home, a family, and a future with a good man? The hot girl summer was fun, but now winter is coming, and winter is cold when you're alone. Here's what nobody told you. A husband doesn't cancel flights on you. A husband doesn't raise his prices because fuel went up. A husband doesn't cut routes and leave you stranded. A husband stays. He builds. He provides. He protects. But you can't book.
And that's only for a wife. That's only for a wife. A husband does these things for a wife, right? What's the counterpart of a husband? A wife. That means you have to take on the characteristics of being a wife, a silent and loving woman, right? It's a gift of the Lord, right? You gotta be a wife. You can't be just a woman or a lady or a booty call or a chick, a bestie. You gotta be a wife, which means you're supposed to serve your man. You're supposed to serve your man. And then all those things you got. If he's a righteous man, if he's dealing with you righteously. But if you're not presenting yourself to that man as a wife, a servant, you're doing what he tell you to do, you understand the assignment. You know, if you don't do that, then you can't expect to have that hedge of protection. Where there's no hedge, the possession is spoiled. Right? And the wife is a possession of a man. Where you know you don't have that hedge of protection, you're gonna get spoiled. When you're not under the right guidance, you're gonna get spoiled. You're gonna waste money, you're gonna waste time, you're gonna end up old, not in the best healthy condition, and you're gonna be struggling, wondering what happened. What did I do wrong? We're getting ready to close out, so I'm gonna see what else she has to say.
A husband on Expedia. You can't find him in the airport lounge, and you definitely can't swipe right on him while you're waiting for your connecting flight to Paris. But hot girl summers, they taught you the opposite. They taught you that freedom meant no roots, that independence meant no commitment, that the best life was the one with no one waiting for you at home. And for a few years, it felt amazing. The photos were fire. The memories were endless. But now the fuel prices are up, the flights are getting cut, and suddenly that free life doesn't look so free anymore. It looks lonely. Because here's the truth. Hot girl summers end. Girls' trips end. The travel era ends. But a husband is for the long haul. A husband is there when the economy crashes. He's there when the shelves are empty. He's there when the flights stop flying. He's there on the Tuesday nights and the boring weekends when there's no airport, no passport, no Instagram story. A hot girl summer gives you memories. A husband gives you a life. But you couldn't see that because you were too busy booking the next trip, too busy planning the next girl's getaway, too busy proving to everyone that you didn't need a man to be happy. And maybe you didn't, for a while. But now the party is ending. The airlines are grounding flights. The fuel prices are strangling the industry. And you're sitting in your apartment alone, scrolling through old travel photos, wondering where all the time and all the money went. The women who are going to be fine. They're not the ones with the most passport stamps. They're the ones who built something that doesn't require a boarding pass. They built a home. They built a marriage. They built a pantry. They built a life that doesn't need an escape because it's actually worth living. They chose a husband over a hot girl summer. And now when the flights stop, they won't even notice because they're already home. So here's the question you need to ask yourself right now. Did you spend your 20s and 30s building a travel portfolio or building a life? Did you chase hot girl summers or did you chase a good man? Did you invest in plane tickets or did you invest in a future? Because one of those things is about to become worthless, and the other one is going to be the only thing that matters when the flights stop flying. The airlines are cutting routes. Fuel prices are only going up. Hot girl summers are over. And the women who grounded themselves by choice, by building a home and a husband, are going to be just fine. The rest, they're about to learn the hard way that you can't marry a passport stamp. And you can't warm your hands with a boarding pass. Being the travel girl was fun, but it's not a life plan. Start developing interests that don't require a boarding pass. Cooking, gardening, volunteering, learning a skill. Being a good friend who actually stays in one place long enough to show up. A woman whose only interesting quality is that she's been to 15 countries is going to run out of conversation real fast when the flights stop. So here we are. Airlines are cutting flights. Fuel prices are through the roof. Hot girl summers are fizzling out. And a whole lot of women who built their entire identity around travel are about to be standing still for the first time in years. And you know what? That might be the best thing that ever happened to them. Imagine what happens when you stay put, really stay. You save money, you build a home, you cook real food, you plant something and watch it grow. You show up for the same people, the same community, the same routines, and you watch those roots get deeper and deeper. You meet a man who actually sees you, because you're not always halfway out the door. You build something that doesn't require a boarding pass to enjoy. Or you don't. You keep chasing, keep booking, keep pretending the next trip will finally make you feel complete. And then one day the flights aren't there. The prices are too high. The world says no. And you're standing in an empty apartment with a suitcase full of memories and no idea who you are when you're not in an airport. The choice is yours. It always has been.
To a certain degree, because the Lord knows the reins of the hearts. He tries the reins of the hearts, and He knows everybody's desire. He knows what your desire is, So you can't blame the Lord for giving you your desires. If you desire to live a righteous, God-fearing, faithful life to the Most High, to His only begotten Son, just understanding Him and humbling yourself, having a contrite and a humble spirit, then He's going to show you how to get through what's about to come. Other than that, He'll give you, your heart's desire here on earth, which is all vanity. Even Solomon understood and seen that. And He gave Solomon all the wisdom in the world, and Solomon, with all the wisdom that he had, one of the wisest men on the earth, he still made one of the most fucked up decisions ever. And a lot of our women, hey, like I said, we like it's written, you women, a man. That's what the Lord is bringing us back to old times. A man is going to be your saving grace. What Esau Edom provided for y'all is done, is dead, is over with. This is 3 days ago. Again, big shout outs to Virtuous Woman. Always she has beautiful videos to go into. But with that, I'm going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. To you women of the hopeful elect, don't worry, because you're going to start doing what you're supposed to. You're going to be acting. You're going to be your works, and your faith is going to be shown through your works. Let's just say it like that. Your faith is going to be shown through your works. And to the rest of you, I guess we'll see you later. With that, I'm going to close out, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahashim, Chakudash, and double honor to our elder and apostle, great millstone. Till next time, Kwame Sarala, Wa Abba Baba.